Okay, so I just got done watching Wish Upon, and this is a movie that I saw back when it initially came out in 2017, and I remember really enjoying it at the time. But many years have passed, and and I watched it this afternoon, and I think this is a really, really bad movie. But it's entertaining. Like this is a movie that I would put in the so bad it's a good category of like a Batman and Robin level bad, where it's so where it's so bad and dumb that it comes off as entertaining. But the difference between Batman and Robin and Wish Upon is Wish Upon takes itself more seriously, but you can. I think there's a lot of fun to be had in the ridiculous mess that is this movie. Because I don't think this is like the worst movie ever made. I think this is a movie that like I've seen at least twice since this movie came out. But is this a movie that has a lot of rewatchability? Is it good from a film quality standpoint? No, not by a long shot. But like it's entertaining if you have it on as like a background movie, or if you're watching it like hammered out of your mind. That's this kind of movie, is if you can watch it knowing that what you're watching is not going to be quality. I think you will have fun with this movie. Yeah, so yeah, getting right into Wish Upon. I'll start off with what I liked in this movie. The acting was okay at best. Like towards the third act of the movie, the acting does become very over the top, especially from our main actress. But the acting by everyone, I think everybody does a serviceable job of what's asked of them in this script. There's not really much else to say. The acting's fine. What else is there? I guess the kills in the movie were the most entertaining part, but then on the other hand, they aren't inventive. Like these, the style of kills that are in this movie are like very Final Destination esque, where it's kind of where it's a build up. It's a build up of events leading to the cause of death. And there's one death in this that I thought was kind of interesting and was kind of unique. It was the elevated kill in the middle of the movie. I thought that was the best kill of the movie. Like every other kill that you see has been done a zillion times in the horror genre. Um, and yeah, they're really my only two positives here with Wish Pond. So moving straight into the negatives, I'm gonna start it off with the characters. The characters in this, like, I was going to be fair to this movie. I went into it pretty open minded, even though I remember a little bit of this movie. The characters I gave a fair chance, and at first, our main character isn't too bad. She's this kind person. She's this kind person. Who helps out her uncle and her neighbors, and she's this very polite young lady. And she loves being outdoors. She's the outdoorsy type, and so yeah, it was a great setup for an interesting and likable main character. But then once the movie hits a particular point where she starts making these wishes and people start dying, that's when her character takes a completely unlikable turn, and you cannot wait for her to die. Because even at the point in this movie, okay, like it's like if she keeps on wishing and she's not aware if she's not aware of these deaths, like fine, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is hearing that your uncle has died and hearing that your friends have died, and continuing to make these wishes even though the pot is the one that is causing that. Like to me, that's what's stupid. And even at the end, when like her dad is about to die, like she's kind of going insane, she's freaking out. It's like this pot is like an addiction. Like she keeps on going back to it. She's granted seven wishes, and like she makes a wish even though she knows that it's going to kill someone close to her. Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. I don't know why you would continue making wishes when you know people that are close to you, like close family members and friends, are going to die because of you, because of a stupid choice you made. To me, that is just like I don't like that, and that's what makes her character unlikable. And so when we get to her death at the end of this movie, once she's at the end of her 7 wishes, and then she gets hit by the car, like, it's, you really don't feel sympathy because she was a bitch. Like, she's yeah, she's not the type of main, like, I don't know why they wrote her to be unlikable when the main character of any movie should always be the one that you are caring for, that you don't want anything bad to happen to. But in this movie, it's the exact opposite. You want her to fucking die. You want her to, go through the most agonizing pain imaginable. Because even though, like, her main bully at school, like, is a bitch to her, um, she, like, she wishes that she had this, like, this flesh eating disease of sorts. And, like, I mean, like, yes, she was a bitch, but does she really deserve that? And so it's just like, it's the most, I mean, I can see it from a teenage perspective, and I can see, that teenagers do dumb shit. Yes, I mean, yes, of course. But, like, this movie just takes it to a whole new level where she knows what she's doing is wrong and is causing all this, and she just keeps on doing it. And the more she does it, the more unlikable her character becomes. But anyways, yeah, moving on. That's enough of talking about her. Outside of the main character, all of our side characters, are serviceable. We have, I guess, the love interest here, which he does have, like, a pretty, like, he doesn't really do much for the story, but I thought, I thought there was a good performance there. I thought his character, added somewhat of a relationship to the main character. And then we have Gina, I think her name is, which, she's probably the most interesting character in this movie because she knows all this. She researched the history of the pot, and she's the one who looked at all the Chinese writing on the pot. And yeah, she's probably the most likable character because, like, she isn't a bitch. Everybody else in this movie is a complete bitch. But anyways, yeah. Moving on from characters, the killers in the movie. The killers in the movie are cool, but they aren't inventive. They've been done a zillion times, as I've already said. None of these kills are really memorable to me because, like, I've seen kills like these in horror movies that are more memorable and that are better directed. And it comes off as really lazy when you have a movie like this, and I feel like there's room in here for some really creative deaths. Here's the thing, like, if you had a movie that was bad, awful story, awful script, and you had creative kills, that would at least be something I can say is positive. But even the kills in this, I can't give a pass because they aren't creative. The writing in the movie shit. What else is there to say? There is a dog in the movie. I really like the dog. I thought the dog was probably my favorite character in the movie, and the dog only has like 3 minutes of screen time. Best on-screen character by far. Like, it's yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, this is a movie that, like, if they made a Wish Upon prequel, I would actually like to see that because I feel like there is interesting story in here for a prequel. But this is directed by the guy who did Mortal Kombat Annihilation and Annabelle. Annabelle, like, say what you want about the movie, but that is a movie that at least, it's been at least a year or two since I've seen it, but I remember really enjoying that movie. But this, I do not know what went wrong, and this has, this has the chick from, like, The Kissing Booth, and I think she was in, like, 13 Reasons Why as well. And like I like her in the Kissing Booth movies. And, yeah, I think she has the talent, but she just doesn't really, she her performances became very very over the top. Like by the ending of this movie, when she's freaking out, like her acting is really bad. But yeah, like I said, it's an entertaining bad movie. Like the movie's largely boring for the most part. There's a lot of teenage drama. There's a lot of talking, and some of it is interesting, but then like 80% of it is just it's just boring, and it's not engaging. It's not like you have likable characters here. Like if you had likable characters and the movie was more based on dialogue, like sure, I mean I would be invested. But since I don't care for the main character, I don't care for anyone in this movie, it really made it hard to get invested in this situation. But anyways, yeah, that's my review for Wish Upon. If you haven't seen Wish Upon, let me know down in the comments. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you think it was mal? Or did you really not like it? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. So anyways, guys, I'll talk to you next time.